Okay. Um, Let me just quickly go back to the.
Good, 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 good.
All right. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for taking out the time to join us this evening. We'll give another 5 minutes um, um, pause before we have our guest speaker start, just so that we can have other people joining as well on the platform. Some of people are finding it difficult to adjust to this our new platform, so let's just give them that short time on grace. We are also trying to stream on YouTube and Facebook, so we'll try and set that up as well so that those that are finding it difficult to join on here can stream it live to be able to get updates as well. So just give us another 3 4 minutes. We'll get started. But thank you all for joining. Thank you very much. I can see us coming in. Just settle down, sit tight, and we'll get started right away. Okay, so we're all set up on our YouTube, and of course, we're set up on um, Facebook as well. We're getting started right away. So, once again, for those that are joining or listening to us on YouTube, we say that welcome. Those that are joining on Facebook as well, welcome. Thank you for honoring our invitation or joining us in this maiden edition. So, real quick before we go into the details, of what exactly we're doing here this afternoon or this evening, as the case is. So, this is the maiden edition of our webinar. We've called it In the Mix, and I would just like to do a little bit of introduction before we go into the purpose or why we've created this particular webinar. So first of all, the In the Mix webinar is an initiative from GDM Group, or rather, it's an initiative from PRMIX, and PRMIX is a sister company for GDM Group. So PRMIX is a digital and PR solutions company where we come up with innovative digital marketing solutions and PR solutions for businesses, multinationals, agencies, and the likes. And we've done quite a couple of projects and campaigns for businesses. And then, of course, one of the things that we discovered in the course of our own internal research was that we had noticed that a lot of small businesses were not participating so well in the digital space. As a matter of fact, we noticed that only 20% of businesses have presence online. To think that we have so much markets available online. Facebook alone has over a billion users, and Instagram is also close to that as well. To think that we have this much audience and so very little has been done to be able to capitalize on that market gap, on that market space. And this was one of the reasons why we decided to create some form of focus on small businesses and SMEs to see how we can be able to help them get represented properly online, see how they can also improve in terms of marketing. One of the things that we saw in our research was the fact that a lot of small businesses considered marketing to be a nice to have and not a need to have. When you're dealing with marketing, you have to look at nice to have and need to have. And a lot of people don't consider marketing as an essential. They don't see it as something that can help their businesses grow. In fact, we conducted a couple of interviews, and one of the things that was, reoccurring from that our interview was the fact that a lot of people felt that investing in marketing was a secondary option, was a secondary choice, and it wasn't primary. So when they were doing their budgeting for the year or for their brand or for their businesses, marketing usually came second. In fact, marketing was an afterthought, and they never even put any form of investment into marketing. And so that kind of translated into what we have today, where we have about only 20% of businesses represented online, and we felt that this was a gap. We also noticed that a lot of them were not paying so much in terms of marketing and would rather pump the money into the business. Yes, quite all right. Having a good product is important for a business, but also having a good marketing strategy, having a good marketing approach is also important as well. And that's why we knocked heads together and we decided and agreed with ourselves to say, let's create a platform, let's create a community, let's have this conversation with like-minded people around how you can be able to increase your business, how you can be able to drive your business, how you can be able to increase sales with marketing. And one of the things that we noticed with a lot of small business owners like we have here is the fact that we don't want to be given the theoretical aspect. We don't just want to be told, these are the theories, the 6 P's of marketing, the 3 M's of this and all of that. We like to have the practical approach to it. You want to hear somebody say, when I started my business, I had ABC, and then I went ahead and tried this approach and tried this approach, and it gave me this result. Because we've over time seen that people tend to believe more when there is some form of experience, some form of testimony to go with it. I mean, that's why we buy products as well, because we get good reviews. And so because we're getting good reviews, that's why people actually make the purchase. That's why people patronize. That's why people try and be a part of whatever it is that we have going on. And so that's one of the reasons why we've decided to create this session where we are engaging with small business owners, engaging with SME ops, engaging with entrepreneurs. And in our conversation with them, we're trying to help them see how they can improve their business, improve their brand by, doing a lot around marketing. And that's why we have the term marketing hacks. And of course, this is the first of its kind for us here. And we hope that it will be, the first of many to come. We'll be having consequent topics, looking at what's trending, looking at major pain points, and of course, in the course of this training, we'll be doing a poll as well, just to get your pulse to see the things that you want us to actually address and talk about as we proceed in the session. In the meantime, for this our session today, we're looking at marketing hacks for small businesses. So we're not going to be looking at the theoretical aspect, but we're looking at small practices, small concepts, small principles that you can easily apply to transform your business, transform it greatly. We're looking at small tips that you can use to make your business change its directory or its course, for you to start seeing progress just by actually improving your marketing skill. That's what we're going to be doing today. And we have with us the privilege and the pleasure of the presence of Mrs. Adebimpe Osonyi. Please correct me if I'm wrong in
That's
the pronunciation,
correct.
or maybe I can just stick with the Adebimpe that I can pronounce. All right. So we have Mrs. Adebimpe here, and of course, she has been running her own business for quite a while, and of course, the business has even extended beyond just one store. She has several stores that she's managing, and of course, she's a leading a thought leader rather when it comes to healthy nutrition, and when it comes to providing advice and providing consultation in terms of nutrition and business as well. And of course, she has been, she has had the privilege of winning grants to also finance her business. And I think she will be in a better position to give us a good overview, or to be able to even share with us this marketing act from a personal angle, not from a marketing professional angle. Because if you ask me, I would give you from a professional angle. I would tell you these are the principles, these are the strategies, these are the scopes, these are the tactics that you must practice. But for somebody who already runs our business, and she has been practicing this marketing tips for a while, coming from her, it would mean a lot more. It would make the difference. And then of course you would be able to see the impact in your business as well, because she'll be able to give you practical steps and practical insights to help your business grow. All right. So before I hand over to her so that she can run us through our session because of time, and of course we know that a lot of us still have other things to do after this session. Let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Daniel, and I lead growth, innovation, and strategy in GDM Group. And under growth, innovation, and strategy, we also have PRMIX as one of my babies in that aspect. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm championing this initiative, just to be able to make sure that this vision is brought to life, and we are delivering it as intended. All right. So on that note, I'm going to be handing over to you, Mrs. Adedinpe, so that you can walk us through your presentation for us. And then, of course, if you have any questions, I know the platform is kind of new to a lot of us. There's a space there on the side that looks like chats. You can always drop your questions there. Right on the next side, you see Q and A. You see QA option. You can drop your questions while the sessions are going on. We will take that as well. For those that are watching us online, you can also drop your questions there on the chat board, on the chat space there, the message space. I will, be going through that platform and coming, going back and forth to be able to make sure that we take all of that question. So, man, you have the floor. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm hoping that it's a very productive session for every one of us. So, my name is Adipimpe Osointi. I think he's done due diligence with the introduction, but I'll just do a quick introduction of myself. I am the founder and CEO of Dio's Delight Healthy Treats. We are a healthy food manufacturing business located in Lagos, Nigeria. We currently stock our products in about plus 130 stores pan Nigeria. Our core product is Dio's Delight Greek yogurt. We also have a sister brand that we've also launched called PRMIX, fruits and granulas that complement our Greek yogurt. Been in business since 2016, but before that life, I was brand manager and marketing manager in the FMCG industry. Um, and I've got over 13 years in those industries, and it's been an exciting one so far. So I'm hoping that I could share realistic marketing tools and hacks that we can use to grow our businesses individually. I'm assuming that a lot of us have probably started something or at the early stages, and this will come very, very, very useful. So we jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing is before we even define the marketing hacks that can be used, we need to first of all determine marketing strategy, because you need your marketing strategy to determine the tools that you would need eventually. So I think it's just like the way we talk about business plan, and everybody feels like business plan is this bogus thing, that documentation and all that. But in honesty, it's like the basic of your business, putting your ideas into paper so that you see exactly what is required of you or what you plan or project to do with your business. Marketing strategy is one of the levers of your business plan. And as your business evolves, you can be a standalone document on its own. So your marketing strategy in simple English is just a plan and action on how you want to sell your goods. Either it's a product or a service. That's just the simple English um, translation or explanation of what marketing strategy is. And with that, once you have that and you know the tools you need to consider in marketing your product, that's where you start from to now start breaking down into what marketing activations or marketing channels you would use. But first of all, you need to consider your marketing mix. What are the elements in your marketing? And I think because I also have a marketing background, this is not theory, it's what you need to do to be able to jumpstart your business. Because a lot of us just cruise into marketing. They say it's social media today. All of us do social media. Oh, it's adverts that's running today and all that. But in honesty, what have you defined your audience and who you want to talk to? Because that in itself would lead you and guide you into what marketing hacks you should be using for your business. Because what works for person A or business A will not work for business B and C, depending on the context of your business, the environment, and the products and who your target audience is. And based on that, then we move to the marketing mix. So I'm sure a lot of us have known from markets. Normally, they will say your 4 P's: product, place, price, and promotion. But this has been expanded into 7 P's. And just briefly, so that we go into the heart of what we need to discuss, the first thing is your product. That's why you're in business in the first place. Your product is the tangible item that you want to sell or the service you want to sell. And then for products, have you considered what kind of quality you are giving compared to the rest of the market, the features of your product, what makes you stand out? Why should I buy your product versus the other? The type of your product would also determine the type of customer you approach, which would also determine the marketing hack or marketing tool to use. Okay, so for your products, you need to define the packaging. Looking at your packaging could be as simple as, do I want to do a local packaging or international packaging? Do I want to use what is everybody using in the industry and why? So basically having a thought process on these things help you then define what marketing hack to jump on. Otherwise, if we all use the same marketing hub, depending on the context or your kind of business, you see that it might work for person A or business A and not for the other. Next is your people. What kind of employers are you hiring? So we sometimes take it for granted the kind of people we employ, but depending on who you are talking to, you need to be clear on the kind of staff you will get on board to drive your sales or your marketing. A lot of times, as business owners, as you grow, you are not the one on the front burner. You have people who represent your brand. So, example, on social media, some people either get a customer service person to manage it, or somebody in their sales rep, or just somebody to manage it. So the question is, what kind of people? So you need to be clear in your mind. Sometimes this marketing document can be just one page. So we're not talking about a lengthy 5 documents making you look overly, smart and all that, but it's just putting your thought process into a document so that you can always refer to it even as your business grows. And it also keeps you grounded on why and what you have planned to do. So yes, you'll be adaptable as time goes on, because the reality of the market, all the economic, social, and the pestle and all that, the political factors of the industry will come to play. But your document will keep you grounded and remind you where you are looking to go and what you intend to achieve. So your physical evidence as well could be the ambience, the employees. Another thing that we take for granted, sometimes when you employ people and they come into your office, psychology of the environment takes a toll, whereby people, even employees, grade their employers based on the environment they come into. So we need to factor all that even in just trying to build our businesses. Yes, we're SME, but with the little budget and funds and things we have in our access, we need to factor some of these things to set up ourselves ready to then employ or activate our marketing tools. So your processes, your places, what trade channels do you want to use? So while we go into all the hacks, have you defined as a business what trade channels you want to use? So as a business, are you looking, not every business is a retail business. Depending on your product and your strategy for your business, you can decide that, oh, I don't want to be selling in bits and pieces for retailers. I want to focus on wholesalers. I want the guys who will buy bulk and resell. Then the question then beckons, that is social media the best place for that, or do you need to do a one-on-one approach at those guys on social media? So that's why dealing and addressing with your marketing mix is critical to then employing and activating your marketing hacks that we will talk about. Then your promotions, there are different types of promotions. You got your adverts, your PR, public relations is a kind of promotions. You've got your direct marketing. There's the traditional one-to-one selling, which is working depending on the nature of your business. So I'll just jump to the marketing hacks and we'll take it one after the other. So for me, and I'm going to relate this as it relates to SMEs, and also as I have taken it into even my own business as well. Um, Customer database and what we can get out of it. So a lot of us don't have a database. We sell, and we're looking for new customers as we go along. But do you know that your old customers, one, will save you future marketing expenses because they are already there? For every new customer that you intend to get, you are either going to spend a bit more to reach out to them. But if you have your old customers that you still have on ground, reaching out to them, getting them to buy or recommend comes to you at a cheaper cost. And with this, you can also make decisions on the kind of activities you want to engage these guys. So an example for us is, I think sometime last year or previous years, we were trying to figure out the kind of customers that approach us in the stores. And if we were to do promos, what kind of what kind of products do customers typically buy together. So because we had the data of each customer and what they purchase per time, it was easy to go back and say, oh, it seems like most people buy Greek yogurt and coconut flakes together. So if I'm going to do a marketing activation, or I'm going to do a promotion, it would only make sense to combine these products together, because that is what most customers actually buy individually. So that is what will be attractive to them. But if we don't have that data, then it's very difficult to figure out what to do. It will just be a hit and miss, because you're not really sure what people really want. You're just literally throwing out all your products at them. So your customer database is key to making smart decisions, and is key to helping you market your products to the right people. Then building social proof. This is a salient but very, very, very effective way of marketing your product. And it's also cost friendly. As SMEs, we don't have so much budget. I guess that's why we're still called SMEs, even though we know that we need to spend something to make something. But building social proof is a very salient and effective marketing strategy that you can use, because a lot of the information that you need to market is already available at your beck and call. You don't need much to get it done. So an example is testimonials. For businesses that have bought something, even if it's a friend or family that has made the purchase, we can ask for testimonials. As simple as somebody makes a purchase, you give them a breather, 2 to 3 days. Thank you for your purchase. Would like to get feedback. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you met your expectation. You will get the feedback. Some feedbacks come unsolicited. Some feedbacks will come when you ask. But you need to be very intentional about that. And what does that do for you? Once you get that feedback, then you are able to share it on the channels where you exist. So be it social media, be it your website, and any channel where you exist, you are able to share your testimonials. Now, if you are in a category, if you're playing in a category where there are experts, say nutrition, fashion, or even fintech, and you have people who are regarded as experts there, you can also solicit for their testimonials, which could be done by either giving them sample or trials and let them give you feedback on the product, and that can be used to boost your credibility. Because a lot of times, even for all of us that go on social media, even for our social pleasures and just to browse, when you want to buy stuff on social media, you always look for what has the person sold, who has bought from the person, are there feedbacks, are there testimonials, is there a picture of somebody actually using it, can I trace the person? So we are, especially in this our environment where there's a lot of scam, we believe and really trust on recommendation. Nobody wants to be the one to take the first loop or first take in making a purchase, because you don't want it to end in a scam. So as a business owner, you owe it to yourself to drive your testimonials. Let's be big on it. It's a cheap and effective marketing tool. Blow your trumpet, even for achievements. Sometimes, even as small business owners, you have your good days, you have your not so good days. The days that are good, where you get bulk sales, why are we not taking pictures and posting it and sharing it? Let people see your capacity and your capability, that, oh, these guys can actually do this. And you blow your trumpet and you take when you're taking pictures, you can do it at different angles, which also develops content for you for several days. So whatever your achievement is, you need to blow your trumpet, because as SMEs, nobody's going to do that for you, except obviously if you have an expert review who then has followers and that can help you drive it. But we owe it to ourselves to drive our achievements, spread the news, make noise about it, let people be tired about it. That's fine, but that's what we do. Then also show some expertise. So if for whatever category you are, you have some level of expertise, either it's your education or you've done your regulation of your product, say NAFDAC or SON. People want to see that. People want to see that you are doing well. People want to see that you are meeting higher standards, and you are being recognized as a good product. But like I said, nobody's going to do that for us, so we need to ensure. So show your certification. If you want to engage in blogs and articles, be known as a thought leader in what you are trying to sell, and build your portfolio. Build your portfolio, show usage guides. So even talking about behind the scene, people want to see that there was a process, that you started somewhere and you are here. Everybody likes a good success story. So within the SME space, within your, even if you're using a room to do your whole process, there are ways you can show this is how it started, this is what the finished product looks like, and people are like, wow, well done. But they can see that you're putting in the work, and you actually have a physical product. And by the time you can combine all these four levers, you definitely will build a social proof. Anybody that reaches out to you or even makes a request about you from someone, I believe they should be able to validate one of these things from you, which can be then used to market yourself through your online marketing and your digital marketing. Another thing that has worked for us is customer service. I cannot emphasize this enough. I see a lot of businesses who are very eager to sell. They even have budgets to market. They can market, they have enough some money to market their product, but the engagement you get when you approach them, they end up losing that customer that they have spent money to gain, because marketing does come at a cost in most instances. So if you are going to spend money to market and promote and get new followers so that they can build interest and consider your product, then you need to be sure that the person they meet and your process they meet at the point of engaging you is also on point. I think that's the best English I can use. You need to ensure that the person is also on point and does not drive that customer away or lose that sale for you. So beyond the person that you hire, which is your customer service personnel, the process you have also put in place, the attitude, personality of the customer service is one. The channels you want to meet the person. So you have promoted a post, and you need to be able to let people know the various channels they can meet you at, so that if by adventure there's a hiccup on one of your channels, they can actually reach out to you on other channels. So we need to be able to ensure that we have tightened it. So like an example is Google My Business. A lot of people go to Google what they need. So you go to Google to search for something they need. So if we go there to search, do we meet a roadblock or do we find you? So even as you train and get your staff on point and equip them with Q&As, equip them with how to deal with complaints as they come in. Another thing that works for us with complaints at Deals Delight is we have a complaint tracker, whereby when we, as a business on its own, we have a target of a percentage that our complaints must not be over. So let's say we have a sales of every month, say 400, hypothetically. We would say we don't want more than 1% of our customers to bring a complaint. And we work drastically to ensure that we reduce. So that can be 4 complaints in every 400. And then the customer service also is given a target to ensure that every issue is resolved, except maybe through excruciating circumstances and it cannot be resolved. But what that means is you need to equip the person with all the information they need, so that when you market and you do and spend money, the issues or whatever they meet with the customer service is dealt with. And then obviously product information is very important, and obviously the channels we want to use. There was a customer that came into our factory, I think 2 weeks ago, and I happened to be there. It was a very interesting one. And he came in and it was like, oh, it's the factory that he wants to buy. He asked for our products. We gave him the options. And he was now talking about the location. So from his discussion, I engaged him and I asked him, how did you find us? Because it seems like you are not even too familiar with us, because he kept asking us what are the other products you have. So I sensed that he's not a regular customer. And he said he found us on Google My Business. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I said yes. And then he used the Google map to locate us and all that. So this is a customer that we particularly haven't reached out to, but because of the channel that we chose to be present and be on. And Google My Business is free, really. It's just to update your information, put your products. And if you want to do a Google ad, the opportunity is there. But we are not even paying for a Google ad. It's just a regular Google. So the same way you post on Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or any of your social media is the same way you post on Google. So we literally use the same post from time to time. But the and then we also get a lot of reviews there, which is interesting because it was initially like a side thought, but right now we get a lot of reviews. We get customers who reach out to us and place orders through Google My Business. So the channels you identify for your business, you must ensure that you have the process to manage it so that your marketing efforts are not in vain. And that's very key for businesses. Then another thing to factor is being able to cut through the clutter. So I don't think there's maybe very few businesses that somebody else isn't doing. Everything that any of us or most of us are doing, there's probably one or two other people doing. And then for some industries, there's literally a clutter, meaning there are so many people doing it, singing the same voice, shouting the same messaging, that it's very difficult to distinguish why person business A is different from business B, because you all look the same. So sometimes it's very, very difficult to, and that's what we mean by clutter, because it's just like everybody is there speaking the same thing. We all look the same. We all have the same product. So, how, as a consumer, do I determine who I should go for? Do I try everybody first, which a lot of times is not the case, because I might not have the budget to keep trying everybody. I don't want to waste my money. So, as business owners, the question that needs to be in our mind is, how do we cut out the clutter, cut out ourselves, come out through the clutter? And that is where we should now spend our marketing on. So we shouldn't promote for the sake of promotion. We shouldn't advertise for the sake of advertisement. Otherwise, you see some adverts where you are not getting return for your money and you're wondering why. But if all of us are saying the same thing and we are all targeting the same consumers and we all look the same, the question is, why am I going to go for business Daniel and not business Bing? So something must stand you out, and that's your unique selling points. And in your marketing strategy, like we determined at the beginning, you need to be clear what your unique selling proposition, or just say for short, unique selling point is. What makes me different? Is it the packaging of your products? Have you decided to stand out on your packaging? Either it's the color, it might be that the bowl or the site or the design you have is what is trending. For businesses who typically move with trend, it might be that what you want to do is what is trending, and that's how your business operates. But in that trend, how do you stand out? If all of you, say fashion designers or fashion designers, are selling the same two-piece, why should I go with A and not B? So you, even before you communicate to the consumer, it needs to be clear in your mind. And once it's clear what your unique selling point is, you are able to market that, and that is what takes you out from the clutter. You now have a unique point that people say, oh, they might all be selling the same, but this one stands out because she has extra this, or he has, or this business has this. So it's something we need to think on a daily basis. And a lot of times, even when you stand out of the clutter and you think you have arrived, there is a copycat waiting behind to do just that same thing, because only you is doing it. So, okay, I can as well join this person. This person seems different. So as much as we want to be focused in our approach, we need to be adaptable. We need to be conscious of our environment, what people are doing, Everybody's looking at what you are doing. So if you think you stand out and you're different, I promise you, give some months, somebody is going to jump on the wagon and do exactly what you're doing. So as business owners, as you market your products, look for that unique selling points. Don't just post a picture. Call out what makes it different, especially if you're in a cluttered category like ours. What makes you different? So could it be your packaging? Could it be a color scheme? Everybody in the category is using a certain color scheme. Why do you have to use that? If there's a strategic reason why you have to use that, no problem. But then what is your unique selling points? Is it a variant you want to use? And it could also be content. It could also be the fact that, well, the packaging or whatever we're using is what is available in Nigeria. It's what my budget can accommodate. Hence, it's a bit tight how I do this. Then you can decide if you want to put an extra layer at a cost effective price, or you want to leave as is and focus on content. So for cutting through the clutter, you can use any or all of these suggestions. For content strategy, online is really the way to go, because everybody is driving visibility, and a lot of us are online most of the time, either for business or pleasure. And statistics also show us that 70% um 70% of businesses increase their brand awareness by being online, but specifically for videos. So, and I think that is why you see the likes of TikTok and Reels competing head to head, and everybody's video is now a Reel. So, yes, with such, you need to join the wagon, but what you post on that Reel is also as important. So, it's important, yes, to put a post or video, because videos is what gains more, um, based on the analytics that social media does now. Video tends to come out more visible to consumers, but what you post on that video is equally as important, because now you have an opportunity for consumers to see what you want to tell them. But if what you are telling them, the image is not good, the communication is not clear, and they go to your page and they say, okay, you enter their consideration box, and they decide, okay, let's go and check her page, and they go there. There's no consistent messaging, there's no reviews, nobody is hailing you or telling you how well you are doing, they can't see before and after. You've lost that customer. So marketing is very encompassive, and you need to look at it holistically. For content strategy as well, there's someone who does content strategy really well, and that is I think Udi Foods. She sells spices and palm oil, and a lot of people do that. That's also a cluttered market. A lot of people do that, and they will typically tell you, yes, the benefits. They will show you nice package pictures and all that. But she decided to cut through the clutter by going grassroots. So she took a totally different approach by using videos to to the communicate a level of excitement to the product. So beyond seeing her product, you are also seeing the energy, the excitement. She's using a bit of pidgin to explain how fantastic this product is. So you are, yes, it's giving you a lot of humor, you are enjoying. And let's remember that social media is social. A lot of us go to social media not just to buy. In fact, most people don't go to social media to buy. You go there for content. So if the better, the more successful you are, is how you are able to use your content to draw the attention of your audience. So for Udi Food, she's gone very dramatic and very grassroots, and she uses pidgin. Sometimes she dresses in the attire of where she's from, and people love it because it's real, it's grounded, they can associate with it and they understand, and it has helped her move her business quite well. And that's her content strategy. Depending on our business, if you are in fintech, depending on the nature of your business, then you need to define what your content strategy, and not just do things that everybody is doing. It doesn't work. So a part of your marketing strategy is, what is my content? And your content must be true to your business values. What kind of business are you trying to grow? What would you like your business to be associated with? How would you like to position your business? If your product or service is premium, then you can't do content grassroots and be posting things that would appeal or entice the grassroots, because your price point and your consumers are not on that cadre. But if your product is mass market, it's affordable, it's something that everybody, no matter what level, should own, then there's a level of content strategy that you can do that gets people all excited and all that. If your product is middle class, then you can still play safe, add a bit of comedy. If your product is premium, there's a level that you need to attain so that whatever content you put is proudly associated with your brand, which is beyond you. When people see the brand, that is what they remember. So let's remember that whatever effort we also put now should be for a long-term effect. Sometimes we do things now because we feel like it will give us the results now, now, now. But we forget, like they always say, the internet does not forget. So whatever it is that you are not proud of associating with your brand, there is no quick wins with that. It's better not to put it in with your brand and focus on what you will be proud of, or where you would like to position your brand as. So, but highlighting your content strategy will help you define this, and it will take some thinking, sitting down, adjusting, adapting. What do I really want for this brand? What kind of content? When people think of my brand, what do I want them to associate me? For some people, it might just be fun. My brand is a fun, creative, so it cuts across everything we do. Our environment in the office is fun and creative. Social media shows fun and just soft life. If that is what your strategy is about, then it's fine. So, but let's be careful how we play with strategies to ensure that it's things that would live we can be proud of through the lifetime of our businesses. For some people, it's also email marketing. Do you want to add email marketing? You have different platforms that can automate that process for you. And a lot of people use the email marketing to be a bit more expressive, because the content in your email marketing is a bit more. You can express, you can engage, you can ask questions, you can ask your customers to get back to you, you can share new information, you can literally do stuff for your customers, for a selected number of customers, based on your trend and customer database that you have. So obviously you can't do email marketing if you don't have a database, because then who are you emailing? So back to our strategy and our mix. So if email marketing is a good one, a lot of people have jumped on the wagon of email marketing. So if it works for your brand, then that's fantastic. You want to be able to share recipes for them so that they can keep. You want to have engagement. A lot of this email marketing is very automated in the fact that you can see who's opened and who hasn't opened it. You can see when it was open, and then you can automate what the next response is. So this person did not open. If the person doesn't open, say in 2 weeks, we're going to set a reminder so that it goes again. So email technology has really helped us in the fact that you don't literally always have to be there, but you can automate, and you have apps, softwares that you can use. You've got Convert Kits, you've got MailChimps, you've got Get Responses. These are existing platforms that help marketers or business owners with email marketing. So you want to engage. It's an opportunity for you to also show your expertise in that category. You want, if you want to do a blog or you don't, instead of doing a blog, you can use that as a way to express, give your expertise, and just engage your customers. And then also keep your customers excited, send them special promos. So sometimes we do that for our customers as well, where for the selected customers, we'll send them an email to say this promo is only for our customers, and they take part of it. What does that do? It locks them down. So they are unlikely to unsubscribe they are getting because they are getting rewards for being on the email subscription. So that way they also remember to order. So you remain top of mind to your customers. because you are constantly engaging with them. And I think that's very important. So, yes, to the exciting part, online marketing. So, online marketing is one of the current cheapest ways of engaging your customers. And when I mean cheapest is cost per reach, meaning for the cost you spend on every customer that you reach. Online would give you a more definite cost per reach, unlike your traditional media. So some of us see traditional media done by the big companies. They do TV. I remember my FMCG live. We did TV, we did radio, we did billboard. We spent millions of pounds and all that. But as a small business, you can't do that. One, you don't have the budget. Two, even if you did have the budget, you don't have the scale either to meet the capacity that might come flooding with your marketing that you've done. Let's assume somebody, you get a grant and you decide the whole grant you want to use it on marketing. The question is, you don't have enough visibility. So even if you market your product, where would people get that product? The guys who are marketing on the traditional platforms, your TV, radio, are physically available and have the reach. So if SMEs try that same approach, you are likely to fall flat and lose a lot of money. So that's why we use online marketing to build that scale and capacity first. And then once you have done that, then you can now start making subtle traditional mediums that reach a certain another certain range of customers. But as SMEs, we need to take full advantage of our online marketing. So I have three levers here for online marketing. The first is e-commerce. Now, so a lot of us use, or some of us might use e-commerce as just website or social media. But you have the other existing sites like your Jumia, Konga, Glovo. There's no reason why you cannot be on their platforms. Their platforms are free. They might have some requirements, but the requirements are nothing out of the ordinary that you can't get. So your CAC registration, and all those are regular things that anybody would require, even to open a bank account. So you have Jumia, Konga. I think Konga, is it Jumia or Konga, that you need to have a number of items, minimum number of items, I think 5 or 6. So depending on the products that we are doing, could it be household? Could it be food? Not food. Food would fall under the Glovos. There's Glovo app that does food delivery. So they typically will be marketing it for you. All you're doing is receiving your orders. So for us, apart from the supermarkets we supply, the e-commerce is really big for us because we make zero efforts, because the products have already been uploaded on this site. So we have Jumia Foods and we have Glovo. The products are updated on this site. Glovo and Jumia are doing their marketing for their brand, which is the business and the software. And customers are going on that platform to order from us. And we literally will just get the order, pack it, and their dispatch rider comes to pick up. And obviously the fee is negotiated. But in this case, the fee is like my marketing cost, depending on what cost you actually give them. But literally, your e-commerce is something that we should take advantage. You have other platforms like your Flutterwave who also give you sites that you can use. As business owners who are the marketeers of our business, we need to take advantage of, if possible, all platforms, because you don't lose anything. What you get is everybody reaching out back to you. So you have Jumia, Konga, Glover, Google My Business, even Gigi, depending on the kind of product you sell. Assuming you sell home 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 utensils or whatever, Gigi is a good place. I've found times when I needed to buy stuff and maybe I needed to compare with Konga and Gigi, and I chose Gigi. And a lot of their deliveries, I think you pay on delivery, if I'm not mistaken, but or you can talk outside Gigi and make your payments, and then the person delivers. And to be honest, I've never been disappointed. And this is a personal purchase done through Gigi. But my point is that business owners, we need to take advantage of all these platforms that already exist. So, and these platforms would complement your websites. This platform complements your website. So you need to use all your Jumia, Konga, Glovo, Google My Business, and Gigi, and it will help build your visibility to brands that um, it will help build your visibility to customers that you typically would not reach on a normal day. So I think we should take advantage of this, and this is a very easy hack you need to jump on. Content marketing, we've talked about that a bit. Influencer marketing. Now, so a lot of people feel like as long as you have 500,000 followers or 200,000 followers, or you have the tick, you are an influencer and we can use. Bases your marketing strategy, which you have now defined who your consumer and your audience is. That should determine the kind of influencer you should use, if at all. Okay. So an example is let's say a fashion person wants to use Don Jazzy as an influencer. Don Jazzy has millions of followers, his account is verified, but people don't follow him for fashion. So you're going to pay him big money, but you're not going to get any results. But if you're a skit maker or music producer or club owner, or the kind of things he's about, if he influences for you, you will likely get a good turnaround. Same with women who pick any nice looking lady who says an influencer on Instagram, and you say, please promote my food, and you realize that you spend so much money. In fact, that your post that the influencer posted had the least engagement on her page. Why? Because she's not a trusted source in that category or industry. People maybe would look at her for beauty or for wares. So the kind of influencer you choose in marketing your business is very critical. An example for us is, as a food business, the question is, what kind of influencer should we be using? Now, I'm not going to go to anybody that is not into food. So either a food blogger or even a food photographer where people go to admire food, whereby, or a food critic, because those guys are seen as experts in that category. So once they mention or show usage of the product, you are likely to get people to jump on the train. And this has worked for us severally. So influencer marketing must be tied to the nature of the kind of consumer and audience that you want to talk to ensure that you get value for your money. So for social media, hashtags, how do people find you? Currently, I was looking for summer camps for children in Nigeria, because I realized that I think it wasn't coming on my timeline. I couldn't see, I wanted to send my daughter for summer camp or something during the holidays. And I went to check the hashtags for summer camp in Lagos. So for those who have posted on their social media and have put summer camp or summer camp in Lagos or summer camp in Nigeria, I will find them. And I was able to make a decision based on now going to their pages to determine what I want. So hashtags are equally important. We shouldn't post, at least not now. If you're a brand that has 1 million followers or even 200,000, you might not need hashtags. But if you're a brand that needs to be found, then you need to put hashtags for your business. And then under social marketing and social media, I would like to talk on mobile. We've already spoken about email marketing, so mobile marketing, which is both SMS and WhatsApp. So yes, we all have busy lives, but to remain top of mind, you need to send those information, you need to send communication to people on those mediums. People send broadcasts. Yes, you might not get every single person responding, but you are likely to get a high turnover of people saying, oh, and I needed this thing, I've forgotten, let me just do it now. And then when you post it is important. You are your maybe your product or your service is something that comes with a high expense, and you want to strategically position yourself to end of the month. So from 25th to 28th, you are positioning yourself to say, this is the time I need to start, so that they can plan me into their end of month budget. So don't do it on the day salary comes in, because guess what? People also get paid at different times, but you need to factor a range to say, I know people get paid between say 25th to 28th. So your communication, both for social media and even for social media generally, needs to be very strategic in timing, to say, when do people want to make these decisions? For us, we target a lot of holidays because we have pack sizes that are for gatherings. So in the supermarket, you would find 1 liter, 500, and 250 ml. But for holidays like the salad that just passed, we target 5 liters and 2.5 liters. Why? Because we realized that during the festive period, people used to prefer to buy products individually instead of parfaits. So what we did is we have combo for individual items that we promote mostly during holidays, because you have family, friends, and people want to choose different things they want. Somebody wants granola, somebody wants coconut, somebody wants apple. Guess what? We have a combo for you. Just buy it, put it on the table. People decide how they want to serve it. So in determining your marketing technique, you also need to determine what product falls into which period. So we have packages for seasons, which is your Christmas, your Salah, your Easter, because those are celebratory seasons and people always gather as families. And we also notice that sometimes when we send it already made, because of logistics, it might not get to them in the form that we want. So if you are going to do bulk, we'd rather you do the package that has it individually packed. So for us, that's the strategy that we have decided to take for seasonal celebrations, over and above any other thing that we might want to add as a package. But those packages, those sizes are targeted at seasons and celebratory periods. So, but mobile marketing, back to that, is very critical. You make decisions, then like end of the month now, I'm already getting end of the month. Last time I was getting from somebody that I buy proteins from, end of the month, don't forget, you need to do it, order and tell us which day you want it delivered. So the person has made note of the fact that I might not be ready to collect it now, but I can pre-order and set a date of delivery so that it gets off my mind and I can move on. And I thought that was a very smart move. So you need to understand the nature of the kind of consumers that you are going. Are they busy professionals? How then do you address these guys? You cannot just be bombarding them any time of the day, because your message will get lost. Okay, so other ways that you can do online marketing are collaboration. No man is an island, neither is any business an island. You can find people online who have products that complement you. So not products that are competition, but that complement what you do, and promote it together. What that does is the person's viewers and customers now sees your products, and your viewers and customer now sees their products. So efforts are being made on two platforms or two businesses to drive the same goal. So but ensure that whoever you're picking to collaborate with is going to make effort, and the brand is strong enough to complement your business. um, so for me, that's very critical, and that has worked for us, collaborating with complementary brands and then running combo sales for ourselves. Like I said, because we have record of what people typically buy together, we are able to, when we decide to do combo sales, we know what products best fits, because you can want to do combo sales, but you're mixing the wrong products. You now get customers saying, I don't want this, can I change it, can I swap it? But the values are different. It now puts your customer service person in a tough position on what products or what to swap, and then the response is slow. So keeping your database will help you in determining things like products that go together, combo sale, what period to do it. In the last 2 years, what was the sales like? And as much as you are having a strategy, it's adaptable to the environment, and prices might change, configurations might change based on results of previous times. So I mentioned this a bit for traditional marketing. Yes, online marketing, I would say hands down, is the way to go at the moment. It's the most rewarding for SMEs now. Um, but for traditional marketing as well, we shouldn't shy away from flyers, because either you are a walk-in environment, walk-in store, people might want to go away with something that reminds them of you, or might want to give as a referral, or something that tells them a bit in case they want to remember. And then exhibitions. I say exhibitions with a thread of caution, and that's because you shouldn't go for all exhibitions. Exhibitions are expensive. As someone that has gone through a lot of exhibitions in the beginning, exhibitions are expensive because of the cost of setup, logistics, cost of setup, and yes, you go with big ambitions and then what you don't sell. So your objective for going to your exhibition needs to be clear. If your objective is for awareness, then you are clear that we're just going to be visible and seen, or maybe we're doing sampling in this exhibition because we want people to experience us. So exhibitions should be strategic. You should ensure that the exhibition you are going has your audience, whom you have defined in your strategy, to say, who are these people? Are they women? Are they men? Are they between the ages of 25 to 40? Are they busy professionals? Are they housewives? So when you are going for exhibition, you are trying to define, say, these people that I have called as my target audience or my core consumers, are they going to be there? For a fintech now, you're going for, say, an exhibition and all that. Are the people, is an exhibition run by one person with multiple brands, or is the exhibition being run by multiple business owners whom you can then approach? Yes. So for traditional marketing, your employees are your marketers, verbally and non-verbally. If an employee is happy and is has engulfed and is just excited about your brand, they are a walking billboard. They will tell their friends, they will tell customers, they will brag about where they work, what they do. It will fall on some ears. So it's important that we take caution in who we employ and train them and ensure that we also treat them well. Network and PR is important. Speaking about yourself, letting people know what you do. It also makes you a thought leader in places, and then people now start to recommend you for things. Then one-to-one sales. Some businesses will still require a one-to-one sales. Some B2B businesses will still require you walking into a corporate organization, depending on what you're doing. So you do printing or you do some things. Some of these things you will literally still need to walk into a corporate to introduce yourself. So we shouldn't shy away from it. But like I said, define who your TG is. If your TG is businesses and corporates, then the nature of your marketing would be different. You will still need to engage in a lot of one-to-one. You will need to engage in networking and PR, which will help you drive your referrals. And your employees are very big on that list. In summary, I think these three things came to mind and I decided to just add it. Be mindful of your choices. They have a long-term effect on your business. Whatever you do today will come back to haunt you. So it's better to ensure that we make the right choices, at least the best with the best that we can currently do. Think long term, and then don't spread yourself too thin. So don't do too many. As much as we've listed a whole list of marketing hacks that are mostly cost effective that you can use, don't try to do all at the same time. Phase them out, see the results, and then expand yourself, so that you don't burn out and you're not able to measure. So, based on your customer and your consumer and your products, define, say, the first three, four, five you want to hammer on. Once you see result, then you can expand into other things so that you don't spread yourselves too thin and you can get value for money. Lastly, marketing budgets. So sometimes we wonder, okay, I'm a small business, I don't have a marketing budget. How do I then cut it out? There are two ways that I typically would recommend, and it being one, if you're a business that already has products and sales and you've recorded revenue, you can factor a marketing cost in your P&L, in your product costing. So for every product, there's an amount that comes out for marketing, so that over time you know that by the time you sell, say, 3,000 pieces of this clothing, you would have recuperated your money back. That's one. Two is the fact that if you're a business that doesn't have a tangible product, or you're just starting, or you have a product, your ambition is high, but you don't your ambition is high, but you haven't sold enough to make that marketing, you can pre-invest in it and ensure that the marketing tools you are using, be it social ad or pay per clicks, would give you your returns. And you should do it in phases. Don't just go and spend 150,000 naira on social on Instagram ads because you want to make 500,000. You need to ensure that a lot of things have already gone into place in your brand, that when people come back to check you out before making a decision, um, they see something tangible they can work with, and then that sale can be closed. So with these few points of mine, I think we've come to the end of this one, of this session. Okay, Mr. Daniel, we
Sorry, I
can't hear
was
you.
mute. Yeah, I was on mute for that. Thank you very much. I think you really did justice to the topic in itself. I mean, it was exhaustive, and I have to say thank you very much for that. So we have a couple of questions here. So in the course of the session, a couple of people have dropped questions, and we have one. Let me start with the one we have on the platform here. So Moji Sola Olagunju had asked that which online marketing platform can you suggest for a service-based business? I don't know if you can answer that. Online marketing platform for a service-based business. I think you're on mute.
Okay, so I said I think it depends on the kind of service, but I know that a lot of service-based business rely highly on their websites, because of the need to expatiate on their product range, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So most service-based business would rely a lot on their websites. Then you can also do ads either on search similar things to what you do. Your ads will pop up. So something, even for your website, you can do what you call a search engine optimization, whereby when anybody searches for anything close to that in any of your keywords that relates to your business, your service business, your business or your ad or whatever you have pops to the top of the list. And then you can get digital marketers to do that for you. But that is one. So you can go and do Google ads. So you know the way you have pop-up ads when you're either watching YouTube or you're watching some things and some pop-up ads come in. You can do that, or just general Google ads, so that when I search for your business, you come top on the list and then I can click. So the same way you would go to say a GTB and you type GTB, GTB will come out. Even if you might find other GTBs, you probably see your GTB in your location popping out on top, because they put the search engine optimization tying it to my location. So your search engine optimization would also help um, restrict it to the location you are, so that you are seeing your customers are seeing what appeals to them in their market, not something that's in Switzerland when I'm in Nigeria for the Google ads.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think that's pretty clear, and I hope that answers your question, Moji Sola. So, Catherine Ilona here says that she'd like to ask if food processing business, like for agricultural foods like spices, plantain flour, can use these marketing platforms you have highlighted.
Yeah, so I think for food processing businesses, you even have more options. So I know that we're very big on agric foods now, and I know that there are even other platforms. I don't have any name now, I can find it, but other platforms that actually do products that are agric based. So your mile 12 kind of products, your spices and all that you can get enlisted in, so that when they need it, they reach out to you. Get on
Mm,
Glovo and the likes, because those are finished goods products. Those are ready to eat, and not. But for spices and plantain flour, social media is a good bet for you. It will be good to also do Google My Business. Google My Business is free. You can also do an ad, but for starters, just focus on having your information out there. Just having your, so if someone says how to make plantain flour, and you have put your things on Google My Business, and part of your search words has include plantain flour recipe, how to make, usage, your name will pop up. Your name will pop up. So it's important. Google My Business is a winner, and then obviously your social media platforms. And like I said, I would look for the food processing, the businesses that support agriculture or food processing items that you can hop on as well.
okay. So she had said if you can share the list of such platforms. So,
Yes,
I
I will
think,
check that and
yeah.
send. If you can get her details, I can send that to you, and then
Okay.
you can
All
share
right.
with her.
All right. So, Kitchen will be in touch so that once we get those platforms, we'll share and get across to you as well. Also, so we have a couple of questions here that were taken from the other platforms. The first person here says, "How can I make the best use of influencers? I have limited funds, but everyone seems to think that getting influencers is the way to grow my business." So, the question is, how can she make the best of influencers?
Okay, so you mentioned that everyone seems that's the way. So I'm not sure what she does. So I might not be able to categorically tell her if influencers is the best approach. But what I would say is the influencer she wants to use, um, are they a thought leader in that category? That's one. Because these days influencers are expensive. So I would advise that that shouldn't be your first point. What other marketing channels or what other marketing hacks have you tried? Even your regular social media ads, your Instagram ads, have you tried it? And the social media ads needs to be very strategic. Who are you talking to? Are there people that are already on your page? Are there people that have come to your page once? Are there people that have looked at similar context or content in a different place? So your social media ad can really be streamlined into who you want to see it. Then when they see it, the content on your page, is it able to sustain their interest? Because you can use an influencer, Like I said, it's a hit or miss if you haven't defined if the influencer is a thought leader in what you want her to do. But if it's a hit and she comes to your page, what do you have to offer? So I can't really say categorically if the influencer is the only way to go, because I'm not sure what the product the person is talking about. But I would suggest that she uses
Okay, it
other
says
media.
skin business. Let's just say skincare, skincare.
Skincare.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the influencer is someone that people have perhaps um, appreciated her looks and skin in my work, I don't know if she understands me. So there are some people that everyone is, oh my God, your skin is so fresh, you look so good. Da, 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 da. If it's someone that people have looked up to in that aspect, then it might work. But if not, then it's better not to even go that route. I would rather suggest she gets a professional to help her in social media ads,
Okay.
clearly defining the kind of people she wants to. And then the way the social media ads are, you can keep tweaking until you figure out what you want. So you can have two or three different contents running at the same time and watching to see which one gets most traction. So that if there's one that you seem like is not moving well, you can stop it and focus on the other two. So, but if you get somebody who knows digital marketing to help you, they'll be able to help you with that,
Okay.
because
Okay.
most influencers actually cost a lot for SMEs. So once you've
Okay.
built your page and your business a bit, and you think you have extra cash that you can maybe risk on, then you can perhaps go for an influencer.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that. There's one more question here. Actually, there's two more. So let me take the first one. It says, which do you advise I should go for, traditional or digital marketing? I run an electrical business.
Electrical business. So I think it depends on who your customers are. Are your electrical businesses, are your customers businesses or consumers? So if your customers are the end users, then you can do online, because you are talking directly to the people who will use it. So if the people that are going to use your customers that you're trying to sell to are me and the next person and the people on social media, then you can use online. Obviously, a lot of the platforms won't. A lot of the online platforms might not appeal. Let me just go back to that. A lot of it might not appeal, but you can definitely work on your social media, explaining before and after, showing your what you've achieved and just behind the scenes. And so an example is for people that sell houses. There are a lot of people, real estate people on Instagram, and they just show the houses, or people that even build houses, or interior designers and architects. They show the before, they show the after, and you can appreciate it and say, oh, I like their work. So depending on who your end consumer is, you can also you can do social media, but you will still need to do some legwork. You will still need to do some legwork and meet with people. But I think if it's B2B, you need to do some legwork, because your businesses are not on what do you call it? The businesses you want to probably attract are not necessarily on social media. And the people and the ones that are on social media, the decision makers are not the one behind the keypads. So if you are talking to a business, then you probably need to do legwork into the business directly for faster results.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Okay. And then we have the last question. We're really running out of time.
Yeah.
The last question here says, how do you handle customers that keep asking for price but never paying?
Okay. All right. On that one, what I would say is, or rather, I would like to ask a question directly. Say, why are you not putting your price on your posts in the first place? Because with that, as a customer, I come on your page and I see the price. I decide on the spot if I am interested without even bugging you. But when you don't put your price on the page, it feels like you want me to come and negotiate on the side, or is there an inflated price? Or because even your competitors, or a lot of people are putting price. So I personally don't like pages. That's me. I personally don't like pages that don't have price, because the time I would take to scroll through your page to determine what I want to purchase, I have to be coming to you to ask. And then you get upset that I did not buy. But if I had seen your price on the forefront or your dashboard and I had seen it from the beginning, I determine from get go. If I am coming to your DM, I am literally telling you I'm interested in this. So you need to understand, or you need to look at your pricing strategy, which you talk about as part of your marketing. Is there any reason why you are not including price? Because even if your price is higher than competition, that is your pricing strategy. So you should own it. And you should be able to let customers know why you are higher. So I think you should, if you, well, I would recommend that put your price up. If you are more affordable, good. If you are more expensive, good. There are a lot of people that are more expensive, but people will rather go with them because why? They built a brand and they are trusted. So for SMEs, there's no reason why we should be shying away from our prices. Because for me personally, and a lot of people I know, they won't bother going to the DM to be asking of price. I don't do that. For me, I think it's a waste of my time. And I'd rather go to the DM to tell you, I would like A, B, C. Kindly send me your account. I want to pay. But if I have to go to the DM, how much is this? 10,000. I think, no, I don't want. And this one, 20,000. I don't want. And this one, 15,000. I don't want. And I ask you five different prices because I'm actually considering. But you are not pleased with the fact that I didn't make a purchase. So even to put less burden on the business owner, state your price and own it. If you are more expensive, let people know that because I offer better quality, check it anywhere. You must be able to own the price you put up and shouldn't be shy away. You putting your price doesn't mean more people will buy you. In fact, less people, you will lose customers, and that is basic. So the person should please review her strategy and be true to herself on why she's not revealing her price, and if possible, review it and put a post. It will also reduce the burden and stress on her on getting people asking questions and being disappointed on the long run.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think you've done justice, and I mean, there's a lot to unpack from today's session, and I think it's a good way to actually start this our webinar series. So, thank you very much for taking out the time for us. As on the side, what we have a what we're trying to help, like I said, for us, we're trying to help these young small businesses, to get started on the right track. And for that, we're doing a free brand audit for small businesses, just to help you do an audit of your business. And of course, we can use that to also share with you recommendations of areas we think you can improve on in terms of your digital or your offline and all of that, based on the information that you give to us. So on the chat section now, I'm going to drop a link for the audit so that you can just click that link. For those of us that are registered to be a part of this session, you can also see the link in the mail. We'll send a mail to you with the link so that you can easily click that link. You can click on the link, fill the form, and then we'll get back to you with the result of that brand audit. This is just to help us help you to identify areas that you need to improve on and things that you need to
Mm,
change also on your business. Also, in addition to that, like I said, this session is supposed to give you all the resources that you need to help your businesses grow. We are also going to be, we have a platform, a Telegram platform, where we have created for small businesses as well. So, like for example, Caitlin, for example, you can join catering. You can join that Telegram platform, so that's where we'll also be sharing the list of platforms like you've asked for. Of course, any other resources or any other materials that you require or that you need that we feel is important or useful for you, you can drop there. And then, of course, if you have any question regards how you can go about, your business, you're trying to set up a promotion or trying to get an influencer. For those of you that have asked questions about influencers and the likes, on that platform, you can ask all of that question, and somebody will be there to give you answers to all of that question as well. So I'll be dropping a link to that Telegram as well. Also to our emails, we'll be sharing that. So you look out for our emails so that that can help you to put perspective into all that has been said today. So we've run out of time. The plan was to use just about 1 hour for this, but I think that the value that we've gotten from this session is worth a lot more. And we can't really thank you enough. Thank you so very much for honoring our invitation, Mrs. Adibingbe.
My
And
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
if we get to call you in our future events, maybe for a physical event, even so, I think that's what we're looking towards. Having a physical event, we'll be really glad to, have you there and see you, there physically. All right. So thank you very much. Yes, catering. The links will be sent to your emails as well, so that you can be able to, fill the forms and also get to participate as well. I think on this note, we can draw the curtain and call it a night. We'll be having other, webinars like this in the future. But before we go, we also have like a feedback form that we would share. I will share the link, and also, of course, this will also be sent to us on our emails as well. Just to help us take a look at the feedback form, just to help us understand, your experience so far, and if you want us to, treat any other topic that you feel is a challenge for you, you can also put it there in the feedback form. That also helps us to plan appropriately for the next session. And we hope that you have learned a lot from this session, and of course, you would put to use all that you have learned today, because that's really important, and you can start seeing the change and the growth in your business. Thank you everyone for staying with us all through this 1 hour 35 minutes, and we hope that your business continues. Have a wonderful good night rest and enjoy the rest of your
Thank
week.
you.
Bye
Have a good
bye.
evening, everyone. Bye.